So as you guys know, I haven't made a video in a minute. And I literally only have 2 videos on my channel right now, and that irritates me. And like I said in the beginning of making this channel, I wanted to be consistent, and I definitely haven't been, but life happens. So with that being said, the video that you guys are about to watch, I'm gonna be talking about kind of what was going on in the past few months that I haven't recorded, and basically like what I plan to be doing with this channel, because a lot of people have asked me like, what are you a YouTuber for? Like, what do you want to do? What do you want to get out of YouTube? And I know what I want, but I don't really know how to explain it. So hopefully like y'all will get some type of idea with this video. But yeah, with that being said, let's get into the video. So to start off, I think what really makes me want to do these little mental health videos, before you guys ask, is like I've had a lot of history with like mental health. I grew up in a really toxic household, and everyone was mentally ill. I'm mentally ill now due to that. But I've always had an interest in it, and my goal is to overcome all of my mental illness, even though it's not really like possible. You kind of just learn how to cope with it. And I don't know, so I kind of want to just, you know, shed light for some people, because not everyone has someone to talk to about it. Not everyone will listen, not everyone cares. So, you know, that's my plan. And you guys are also gonna see like I'm scattered as hell, and that's a part of why I haven't been filming, because I'll film videos and I just hate the way that they come out, the outcome. And then like I'll rewatch them, edit them, all of that, and I still will not like it. So these videos that y'all are about to see, like now and like in the future, they're just gonna be like as raw as I could keep them, if it's like a video like that, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so let's start off in the end of January. So the end of January is a hard time period for me. Like January going into February is a hard time period for me, because like two years ago, like my life fell apart. We could just say that. I'm not gonna get into that, but like in the future I probably will end up talking about it. But yeah, so recovering from that traumatic event, you know, it's only been 2 years. I still have to learn how to cope in the present, and it's just like I have PTSD, so I always go back to the past and what it could have been, or what it was, or what it should have been, and like that sucks. And then I just started getting really depressed, like really depressed. It got so bad to the point where someone told me to go to the hospital until like I admit myself, because they were scared, and they were like, you've been strong for so long, like what happens when you're not strong? And I asked, your girl got a phone call, my fault. But so back to like being strong. I'm actually a very strong person, and I always have been, just because like I had to be, and like I still gotta be for myself, because ain't nobody gonna be 10 toes down for me. But I went to the hospital like the day after. I didn't want to go at the moment, because like I don't know, my aunt, she's actually like mentally ill, and I grew up like seeing her in the hospital. She'd be in there for months at a time, and like when you know that in the back of your mind, it's like, okay, what's gonna happen to me? Even if it's not the same thing, you know what I'm saying? I overthink a lot. So I had gone to the hospital, and I'm like exploring my options, because I didn't want to like, I kind of wanted to be impatient, but I didn't want to be impatient. So I was there for like 3 hours. It was like the worst 3 hours of my life. And then they were like, you can't go impatient because you're not suicidal and you're not harming yourself right now. And you see, in my opinion, that's bullshit. I feel like you shouldn't have to be like suicidal right in that moment, or harming yourself to get help. If you feel like you need help and you're getting to that point, before you get to the other points of physically hurting yourself, they should, you know, take it into account. But people are fucking stupid, and that's just my opinion. So, but yeah, what was I? So instead of going inpatient, I did like this partial hospital program. So I was out of school for like 3 weeks. I went to the hospital every day for like 6 hours, and I would just sit there, and it's like intensive group therapy. Personally, it didn't help me. I'm an open-minded person though, so I will go and try things to see like what accommodates me best. If it does, if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I don't look at it as a waste of time, just because, you know, I did learn some stuff there. Being around kids that are like younger than you, a little bit older than you or just like the same age as you, and just hearing them talk about how much it hurts. And like, you know, everyone has a different story, and like hearing people's stories like that makes you change your perspective, you know what I'm saying? But for me personally, I have always put myself in people's like shoes ever since I was younger. It's just something that I've done. So I always try to like think of how people feel and like what they go through, and that's just something that I've always done. So being around those people, like I looked at them and I knew like these people do not have shitty lives, you know what I'm saying? They don't. But at the same time, like, you don't have to have a shitty life to be mentally ill or to have depression or anxiety. It's just your body. Like, you know, we all have bodies. We're all human. And, like, I don't know. Let me not get off topic, okay? So, anyway, these people, they would literally sit there and say, like, I don't have a bad life. Why am I depressed? And I loved everyone that I worked with and everyone that I met. It was a great experience. For me, I have a really traumatic upbringing, so I would just sit there and I would just get irritated and frustrated because I can't relate to these people. My life is not good. I have depression and I know why I have depression. I have PTSD and I know why I have it. Like, I have everything and I know why I have it. You know what I'm saying? And they would just sit there and they didn't know. And, like, I couldn't really get help for me, but the way that I did get help was by giving people advice and shedding light and, like, letting them know that, like, you don't have to have a bad life have depression. Like, depression, you know, it just, you got it, that's it. And honestly, I feel like everyone is a little depressed, and if you're not depressed now, you will be depressed at one point in your life, and it's just natural. There's nothing to be like mad about, like, oh, I'm depressed, da 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 da. Like, okay, but I get it, like the whole denial thing. Like, you don't want to be mentally ill. It sucks. And the thing is, like, your brain is so like strong that it could like literally make you feel like you're fucking crazy and that you don't have mental illness. Because that happens to me all the time, and it's so aggravating. But I did that hospital program for a while, and then when I got out, I went back to school, been doing therapy, still like trying to explore options. But for me, I just feel like my main thing is gonna be this YouTube channel, because I know how I am. I'm actually very self-aware. I give good advice. I'm actually very fucking smart. I just be acting like a dumbass. And I be nervous and I hold back because I feel like people are going to judge me. And that's like really what I'm trying to overcome with this channel. And I really just want to be a voice for somebody out there. Somebody watching this video, I want to be a voice for you, okay? I don't know who you are. I don't know. But I will find out and I will be your voice. And that's on period. Because when I needed a voice, nobody was my voice. You know what I'm saying? And like, that hurts. So now that I learned to be my own voice, I'm gonna be other people's voices too. So with that being said, I'm so excited for this journey with you guys, honestly. So excited! Your girl got a phone call, my fault. But so back to like being strong. I'm actually a very strong person. And I always have been, just because, like, I had to be. And, like, I still got to be for myself. Because ain't nobody going to be 10 toes down for me. But I went to the hospital, like, the day after. I didn't want to go at the moment. Because, like, I don't know. My aunt, she's actually, like, mentally ill. And I grew up, like, seeing her in the hospital. She'd be in there for months at a time. And, like, when you know that in the back of your mind, it's like, okay, what's going to happen to me? Even if it's not the same thing. You know what I'm saying? I overthink a lot. So I had gone to the hospital, and I'm, like, exploring my options because I didn't want to, like, I kind of wanted to be impatient, but I didn't want to be impatient. So I was there for, like, 3 hours. It was, like, the worst 3 hours of my life. And then they were like, you can't go impatient because you're not suicidal, and you're not harming yourself right now. And you see, in my opinion, that's bullshit. I feel like you shouldn't have to be, like, suicidal right in that moment, or harming yourself to get help. If you feel like you need help and you're getting to that point, before you get to the other points of physically hurting yourself, they should, you know, take it into account. But people are fucking stupid, and that's just my opinion. So, but yeah, what was I? So, instead of going inpatient, I did, like, this partial hospital program. So, I was out of school for, like, 3 weeks. I went to the hospital every day for, like, 6 hours, and I would just sit there. And it's, like, intensive group therapy. Personally, it didn't help me. I'm an open-minded person though, so I will go and try things to see like what accommodates me best. If it does, if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I don't look at it as a waste of time, just because, you know, I did learn some stuff there. Being around kids that are like younger than you, a little bit older than you, or just like the same age as you, and just hearing them talk about how much it hurts, and like, you know, everyone has a different story, and like hearing people's stories like that makes you change your perspective, you know what I'm saying? But for me personally, I have always put myself in people's like shoes ever since I was younger. It's just something that I've done. So I always try to like think of how people feel and like what they go through, and that's just something that I've always done. So being around those people, like, I looked at them and I knew like these people do not have shitty lives, you know what I'm saying? They don't. But at the same time, like, you don't have to have a shitty life to be mentally ill or to have depression or anxiety. It's just your body. Like, you know, we all have bodies. We're all human. And like, I don't know, let me not get off topic, okay? So anyway, these people, they would literally sit there and say like, I don't have a bad life, why am I depressed? And I loved everyone that I worked with and everyone that I met. It was a great experience. For me, I have a really traumatic upbringing, so I would just sit there and I would just get irritated and frustrated because I can't relate to these people. My life is not good. I have depression and I know why I have depression. I have PTSD and I know why I have it. Like, I have everything and I know why I have it. You know what I'm saying? And they would just sit there and they didn't know. And like, I couldn't really get help for me, but the way that I did get help was by giving people advice and shedding light and like letting them know that like, you don't have to have a bad life to have depression. Like, depression, you know, it just, you got it, that's it. And honestly, I feel like everyone is a little depressed, and if you're not depressed now, you will be depressed at one point in your life, and it's just natural. There's nothing to be like mad about, like, oh, I'm depressed, da 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 da. Like, okay, but I get it, like the whole denial thing, like, you don't want to be mentally ill, it sucks. And the thing is, like, your brain is so like strong that it could like literally make you feel like you're fucking crazy and that you don't have mental illness. Because that happens to me all the time and it's so aggravating. But I did that hospital program for a while, and then when I got out, I went back to school, been doing therapy, still like trying to explore options. But for me, I just feel like my main thing is gonna be this YouTube channel, because I know how I am. I'm actually very self-aware. I give good advice. I'm actually very fucking smart. I just be acting like a dumbass and I be nervous and I hold back because I feel like people are gonna judge me, and that's like really what I'm trying to overcome with this channel. And I really just want to be a voice for somebody out there. Somebody watching this video, I want to be a voice for you, okay? I don't know who you are, I don't know, but I will find out and I will be your voice. And that's on period, because when I needed a voice, nobody was my voice. You know what I'm saying? And like, that hurts. So now that I learned to be my own voice, I'm gonna be other people's voices too. So with that being said, I'm so excited for this journey with you guys, honestly. So for these future videos that I want to do, like in regards to mental health, I don't know what I'm gonna call these little segments. Y'all should definitely leave some suggestions below so I could think about it. Mental health with Michaela. No, I'm just kidding. But I really do just want to talk about, so there's so much stuff I want to talk about, and I'm so opinionated in this category that like, it's gonna blow you guys' mind. It really is. But with that being said, let's talk about depression a little bit, just because I feel like a lot of people battle with it. Nobody sheds light on it. Everyone's in denial, and it's like, it's a really widespread factor at this day and age, and like, it's annoying because so many people have it and so many people are uneducated about it. And then there's parents, people from other generations, obviously, like, they don't really care because it's like, we got bigger issues, da, 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 but like, no, mental health is a big ass issue, and it plays a big ass role in your health and just like your whole well-being. And it just, I don't know, I feel so strongly about it. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, so depression, let me tell you guys something. Depression is not being sad all the time, okay? That's not what it is. There is a difference between being sad and being depressed, okay? And I'm gonna try to like explain the difference the best that I can, because I've been sad and I've been at the rock bottoms of depression. So, you know, I know. Like, being sad is just, you're just sad. Like, say you can't go do something, like your mama lets you go out and you really wanted to go and you're just irritated, like sad as fuck that you can't go. Like, that's not that serious. Like, depression, you're sad and you don't know why you're sad at all. You don't know. You just wake up and you're pissed off, sad as fuck. You want to cry all day. You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to brush your hair. You don't want to brush your teeth. You don't want to see people. I wake up and the only person, she's not even a person. The only thing that I could withstand is my dog. And honestly, I can't even stand her sometimes. So there's that. But like, depression is, it's crazy. Because it could really trick you into thinking that it's not there. It will really trick you into thinking that you're crazy. Like, that you made it all up. And it doesn't help when people around you, they don't believe in that stuff. Or they just think like, oh, it's not that much. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Because it actually is. Like, people really do not understand how much your mental health plays a role in your life. And how much it impacts you. And like, I think that's what really bothers me the most. It really does. And then like, people that self-diagnose, that bothers me a lot too. Because if you're gonna self-diagnose, because I do it, in my opinion, like, research, look up your symptoms, and like, you have to really get in touch with yourself and really know yourself. Because if you don't, you're literally gonna just fucking diagnose yourself with anything. And why would you do that? And when I self-diagnosed, I started doing it when I was young. Like I said, I told my mom I knew I had depression, and we went to the doctors, and I did. So that's what I would do. If you're going to self-diagnose, look up the factors of it, get all your information together, and then schedule an appointment with a psychiatrist. Because if you really think that you are depressed, you need to get help. That's all I'm going to tell you. And me personally, I have always been a person, I don't want help. I do everything on my own. That's just how I am. And I have reached a point in my life where I can't. I literally just can't do anything on my own. I can't even do everyday functions on my own. Like, I'm on medicine now, and like, it irritates me because I don't want to take medicine. But it irritates me the fact that I wake up every day and I'm angry and I'm uncomfortable with myself. I literally want to crawl out my skin, but where am I going to go? I can't leave. I can't leave myself here. I also, like, I have this thing where I disassociate a lot. And it's very annoying and aggravating because I do it and I don't really realize it. I'm trying to work on that. But if y'all do get on medicine, and I'm going to just tell you this right now because I'm actually struggling with this myself. Be consistent with it. Take it every day, not as needed. Take it every day, because if you don't, it will be an emotional roller coaster for you, okay? And I'm here right now. I'm on this roller coaster. Let me tell you. So I started taking my medicine, like, I'll say like a month ago now, okay? And I was taking it consistently, and then the weekend comes around, and then I stopped taking it. So I realized, like, during the week where I am taking it, you know, I'm at my high. Like, I really am at my high. And then, you know, I get so excited on Friday because I made it through my week. I felt good, okay? And then the weekend comes, and then that's when it starts to, like, go downhill. And Saturday, I think it's because, like, I don't have to do nothing on the weekend, so it's like I could just chill. But I don't take my medicine, okay? And you don't feel it right in the moment. Like, you still feel fine. But then Monday will roll around, and I'm beside myself. And that actually happened to me this week. And I feel, like, so all over the place because of it, and it aggravates me. And then I was talking to one of my teachers, and she was telling me, like, you need to take your medicine. You need to take your medicine. And I know. But I just hate medicine, so it's hard. That's a hard factor. So if you guys ever want to talk about medicine, we could definitely do that. I'm gonna apologize so much, but I'm so scattered, and I'm sorry. This video is gonna be all over the place, and I know that. And every time I try to record, it just comes out like that. So I don't really know what to do. Hopefully this medicine helps. But at the moment, I'm on like a antidepressant. It's called Wellbutrin. It's also used to help people quit smoking. I don't know. My mom did it. It didn't help her. But I actually like this medicine. I actually have asked people about it, and a lot of people actually stand by it, you know. It does make you feel good, but it's like one of those medicines that are like longer term. So like long-term medicines, they take longer to get in your system. So that medicine takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So when you're not taking your medicine consistently and it's trying to get in your blood and all that, like it messes it up, obviously. And then I'm on another medicine and I have no idea what it's called. And I don't even know what it's for. But I'm pretty sure it's for my agitation because I had been saying that I was terribly agitated, and I am. And I don't know what to do about that. But we're gonna see. So for this part, I'm gonna just give you guys some advice, and like I asked my friends to ask me some questions on like mental health and stuff. So I'm gonna like answer those questions real quick, give you guys some advice, and like tell you guys like what I do. And then I want you guys to comment like future videos for me to talk about, like more questions, more topics. One of my friends actually gave me the topic of drugs and alcohol, so I feel like that will be my next video because that actually plays a part in your mental health also. But yeah, let's get into the question. Okay, so I have about 7 questions. I'm gonna try to answer them the best of my ability, but you know, bear with me, guys. Bear with me. You know, gotta put my glasses on because can't see, but once the glasses come on, you know it's about to get serious. So, okay. The first question is, when did you realize that you had mental health issues? Kind of like what I had said in the beginning, I'm very self-aware. And I don't know, I didn't know that like growing up with people that are mentally ill, or like I don't know. I was traumatized as a kid, and I didn't really think that it would affect me in the future. I thought I was going to bounce back. That's not what happened. But when I was around 10, so I became suicidal when I was 9. I was actually very young. And then, like, it didn't stop. It wouldn't stop. The thoughts wouldn't stop. I never, like, attempted. But, like, you know, I would make plans. I would start writing letters, and then I would stop. And then I was like, what am I doing? And that lasted for so long. But as I kept getting older, I always had an interest in mental health, like I said. So I would always research. And I would, like, everything that they would say, I felt. And growing up, I was neglected also. So people didn't see that. And that's probably why I'm so self-aware, because I know and I was the only one there for me. So I went to my mom. And I told her, I was like, I think I'm depressed. And she was like, you're not depressed. What do you have to be depressed about? Da-da-da-da-da. And, like, my fault. But, yeah. So, I kind of, like, got her to make me an appointment. Then we went, and then I talked to the doctor. Then I got diagnosed with depression, anxiety, and ADHD. That was when I was, like, 11, 12. And I wasn't upset or shocked because I knew that my mom was shocked. I think she was in denial for a little bit. But, you know, like, what would you do if you found out that your kid was depressed and you don't even know why? But, you know, eventually she learned why. But at the moment, I could imagine. So, the next question is, how do I ground myself? I'm not really good at grounding. And this is where the hospital kind of helped me, that little hospital program. They taught me a lot of skills. I don't even use them like that. But I do, like, you know, remember them. One of the actual skills that I use to ground myself, and this one is actually very helpful, so I want you guys to all, like, you know, keep this in the back of your mind. It's the 5 sense thing. I really don't know what it's called, but basically use your 5 senses. So, like, for example, you look for like 5 things that are your favorite color. So, like, my favorite color is pink, so I'll look around for like everything that's pink, and then like you count it or whatever. Then you look for like 4 things you can touch, and then like you feel them, and then 3 things you could hear, you hear them. 2 things you can see. Did I say that? I don't even know. 2 things you could taste them. You know, it's basically using your senses to stay present and in the moment. That's actually one of my favorite techniques. When I'll have like moments where my PTSD will get crazy, and it usually happens to me at nighttime or before I'm about to go to sleep. And I have an obsession with blankets. So I buy a bunch of blankets, and they all feel different. So when I'm about to go to sleep, if I'm having like a rough night, I'll feel all of the blankets. And like, you know, in my head, I'm just like saying the texture and how it feels, and like that actually like will help me go to sleep. Or if I'm also trying to go to sleep and I can't, and I don't want to do that, I actually breathe in sync with my dog. And like that sounds weird, but it actually helps me ground myself and it actually puts me to sleep. So those are like two things that I do. Those are just at nighttime. I feel like at nighttime it's easier for me to ground myself. During the day, I probably don't. But I do try to use that 5 cent stuff when I'm out because I do like get lost a lot. Okay. When you're depressed, would you rather isolate or like force yourself to be with people? I'm an isolator. I'm a heavy isolator. I don't stand by it. Isolation is horrible. It's good for a little bit. I feel like everyone does need a little bit of isolation, but they need to know their limits because when you isolate too much, you can get actually more depressed and, you know, it can take a really bad turn from there. So if you're not an isolator, don't become an isolator. That's just easier said than done because people suck. I hate everyone, honestly, so I get it. But it's just gonna mess with you in the long run. But I've been doing it since I have been a little kid, so it's kind of like a bad habit for me at this point. But you know, I'll get into that in like future videos. Is it harder venting to someone that you know rather than someone that you don't know? Yeah, it is. And I feel like for me it is because just like bias. Like before I would vent to people and they like would live with me and they knew everything, and then like shit went left for me and everything that I told them was used against me. And the thing is, I vented to those people and I actually opened up and I told them like shit that I never told nobody. So after that, I never want to like vent to like my friends ever again. And I have a whole new friend group. I know my girls are not going to do me like that, but at the same time, there's moments where I'll vent to them. And I love all my shorties, but I know that none of them relate to me. You know what I'm saying? And that's frustrating. So like I don't want to talk about my issues because like my life sucks and I know my life sucks, but I'm not one of those people to be like, oh, my life sucks every fucking minute. Like, no, I don't do that. I don't like that. I'm not gonna bask in that because what does it do for me? So I love venting to my therapist. She's honestly like the only person I'll vent to. So yeah, that answers the question. How when I'm really, really depressed, how do I like try to get out of it? I bask in my depression, and it's bad. And it's a horrible coping skill, but it's something that I do. But I do try to like force myself to go out, or I'll force myself to take a shower, you know, feel nice, do my hair. Cause like taking a shower, it does actually help. And like I don't know, sometimes it doesn't for me. It depends on really like how deep in my depression I am. But I do that. Sometimes like I'll paint my nails or watch TV, listen to music. I'm a crazy pothead and I have been for like for so long. But that's not a good coping mechanism, but I'll smoke. You know, I'll do whatever I feel I have to do to like try to feel. But I feel like for the most part I'll stay in it, and that's bad. Like I need to work on that. How does what we eat, how does what we put in our body affect us? Okay. Let me tell you guys something. Everything that you put in your body has an effect on you, regardless if you see it right away or not. And that's just like the fact of it. This light that's reflecting on my glasses is irritating the hell out of me. But so like if you're eating shitty food and you know you're eating shitty food and then you feel shitty and you're trying to figure out why you feel shitty, it's because you ate that shitty food. Okay? And I have been eating fast food for a grip because like I cook, but my mom doesn't cook and I'm lazy and like we don't always have like actual food to cook, so we just eat like whatever. It's easier to go out and get something than to cook, you know what I'm saying? So I got into the habit of eating bad food a lot, and I hate myself for it, but I barely even eat at the same time. Like my eating has gotten so bad. But when you're eating healthy, you feel good. When you drink your water, you eat your veggies, your fruits, like you feel good, and that does play a part in your mental well-being, regardless of if you believe it or not. So y'all should take into account of what you guys do. Especially like, so a lot of people that I know, they drink to like, you know, to get rid of what they're feeling or to avoid it or whatever, because I do it too, but it is not healthy. And I'm gonna tell you guys something. Alcohol is a big depressant, and people hear this but people don't believe it, but it is. And like, I've seen people, like, they didn't drink that much and then they started drinking heavy and it changed them, and like, they didn't notice it at the time, but I noticed it, and it bothered me a lot because it was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't drink like that, but I do sometimes. So, you know, it's kind of hypocritical for me to say that. But I don't really respect people that drink a lot all the time just because, like, what are you doing? Especially when they complain about how they feel like shit and this, that, and the fourth, but you're doing it to yourself, if that makes sense. You think that the alcohol is helping you, but in the long run, it's just making you worse. It's making you more depressed. It's making you more agitated, making you more, like, not want to live. And, like, people just, they'll still drink. So, there's that. Smoking weed is the same thing. Smoking weed does not help you. It is just altering your mood. And then, so, you'll be angry. Everyone smokes when they're angry. Well, if you're a pothead, you know. You smoke when you get mad. Everything, anything just makes you want to smoke. Okay? Just to change your mood. That's literally it. So I don't really smoke to get high. I literally smoke to change my mood. And I realized, like, I don't like that. I don't like altering my mood just because I don't really get the full feel of it, and it's gonna come back. It's gonna resurface and it's gonna piss me off. So there's that. Yeah. I think that kind of answers that question. If y'all wanted me to go deeper into it, let me know. And then the last question that I have is, how do you deal with anxiety? Baby, anxiety is crazy, and anxiety sucks. Like, depression sucks, anxiety sucks. If you got both of them together, oh my god, it's a roller coaster. But for anxiety, I really don't even know, because everyone has anxiety, and it starts, you know, relatively young, I feel like, and you could just tell. And the thing is, anxiety, like, we all overthink, and we all just, like, you know, when people laugh around you, you automatically think they're laughing about you. That's anxiety. You know what I'm saying? Anxiety is just like that scary ass little sister. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. I have had anxiety terribly my whole life. As I got older and as I started going through my hormonal changes, it got worse. I would sweat so bad, okay? And then that would make me more anxious because I couldn't like wear t-shirts. I'll wear sweatshirts. I'll sweat through them. People would see them, make me more anxious, make me sweat more. Like, anxiety is crazy. But like, one thing with anxiety is you really gotta be mindful. And I feel like everyone needs to practice mindfulness. I knew about mindfulness, but like that program shed a lot more light on it for me. And being mindful with anxiety is actually very helpful, because when you start to like get those racing thoughts or like those feelings like, oh my god, nobody likes me, or oh my god, I'm being mad, annoying, I need to shut up, like all that, just think like, do the people really think I'm annoying, or am I just telling myself that? Like, have to like, it kind of has to do with grounding too, because you know, anxiety could take you to a whole other level and you just really feel nuts. So like, just think about your surroundings, or if you are with your friends and you feel like they think you're annoying, ask them. I do not care how dumb you feel, you sound, whatever, ask them. Like, ask them. And if they don't reassure you, then that sucks. But I feel like with anxiety, it's a lot of like, just like guessing and playing games with yourself. And it's annoying. It really is annoying. But, you know, just try to stay in the present. And if you can't stay in the present, try your 5 senses. I'm telling you guys, try that and let me know if it works. I'm gonna put together more like coping skills, and I'm gonna incorporate it into my next video, because this video is not really like how I wanted it to come out, but it's actually good. I'm actually very proud of myself. This is something I've been wanting to do for a minute, but I just held back because I had work and I was just mad depressed, trying to get back on track with school. So yeah, but those are all the questions I have right now. I hope that you guys comment more questions in the future. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm so happy that I made this video, and I'm so proud, and I really hope that this uploads, because the last few videos I have made wouldn't let me upload. So if you see this, it worked. Woo! And if you don't, I'm gonna cry. But yeah, if you're new here and you like this video, like, comment, and subscribe. And, you know, make sure to turn on your post notifications, because I'm gonna try to get back on making videos more consistently. That's my goal for this month, okay? I'm gonna try to make like 3 or 4 videos this month. Let's see if I can accomplish it. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you, and I hope that this video kind of helped you in some way or form or shape. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but yeah, I hope it helped you. That video was really scattered, and as I was editing, oh my god. But I'm gonna just leave it how it is, because like I told you guys, I'll keep it as raw as I can, because if I don't, like, if I try to edit out all of that stuff, all of my mistakes, all of my runarounds, it's never gonna get posted. I'm never gonna feel like it's good enough, if that makes sense. And I really don't. I still don't think the video is good enough, and that's on anxiety. But thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so happy that I made this video and then I'm posting it, and